Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the OLR Podcast.
45 weeks.
45 weeks later.
314 days. I did the math.
You did do the math, huh?
Yeah.
314 days. Season 2 has arrived. Thank you for everybody that come back, and if you didn't come back, well, then you don't know we're here.
And for everybody that's here for the first time, why would it be your first time?
Why? Well, I don't know why it would be, but if it is, welcome. Welcome.
If you're our age, there's not many first times left in you, in your body, in your system. I'm Dustin Kennedy.
This is Lucas Hickman. We are the OLR Podcast.
If you go looking for Lucas on social media,
he's gone. He's not just not active. He's completely gone.
He's not there.
Yeah, he's not there. Hey, ask me what my Twitter handle is.
You don't know it.
No, ask me what it is.
You don't have one.
I don't have one. You didn't ask me, but that's right. Hey, ask me what my Instagram one is.
Lucas, what is your Instagram handle just for our listeners?
I don't have one.
So therefore,
I'm 33. I don't have Instagram. I don't have Twitter. You know what I did with Facebook?
Yeah.
Hey.
Well,
hey.
We're
cut it out. Hit the bricks.
Hit the Michelle Tanner on it, huh?
Uh-huh. It's gone.
Yeah. So therefore,
you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna sign back up for?
What?
Not. Well, I don't know. When I hit 65, I might go back to Facebook because that seems to be the age to get on there.
I like to troll people. The other day I was somewhere and a girl said, "Can you take my picture?" And I said, "What do you do? Do you just press this button right here?" Then she said, "Yeah." And I said, "You putting this on MySpace?" She looked at me like I had 3 heads. She's like, "What the fuck?"
Hey,
like, no.
Are you? How many times does somebody ask you to take a picture of them with their phone? Do you swap the camera and take a selfie instead?
It could be worse. You could take pictures of other things. One time.
Next time somebody asks me to take a picture of them, I'm just going to take selfies.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take selfies and store them.
Or their crotch. You always try to get a good crotch picture of the whole group, or maybe maybe just random people.
Yeah. Take it of the guy walking down the street beside of you.
They get one.
Yeah.
They get 1 or 2 good ones out of the bunch, maybe if they're not ugly.
Yeah. What have you been doing for the last 314 days?
I don't even know. Like I thought I was going to leave notes along the way that, the stuff we might talk about, but then you know what?
You didn't?
Well, first off, listeners, I'm going to go ahead and tell you one thing. Lucas hates me in real life. If it's not the podcast, Lucas don't know me.
I wanted you to
see how many missed calls you had for me on your phone, or show you how to answer a phone.
No, what I wanted to do was, you think it's just you. I have 29 missed calls, or messages, voicemail. I have 17 text messages. These are all unread or anything.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
On one email account, I have 384 unopened emails.
Ooh.
And on the other 2, I have 328 combined unopened emails. It's not you. I just don't like answering the phone.
And I'll tell you what Lucas told me the other day. I'm going to give you a quick little rehash of this. It got to the point where, like, when we left last September, I thought Lucas was out. I didn't think he
out.
was
Gone.
he was burnt. I was already an hour late for our last show, and I thought, man, this just makes it even worse. And then we kind of, we kept up here and there, and not really, but not because we was mad at each other. Let's just go ahead and dispel some rumors. Were you mad at me when the show ended?
No. Why was that a rumor?
Was I mad at you?
I don't think so. Why was that a rumor?
Everybody just kept saying,
they got mad at each other?
What's really going on?
Up? Hey, what happened was I quit my job and I started a business. That kind of took precedence over everything else.
A little more important than a side gig.
Yeah, I thought it was worth putting some time and effort into the other business.
But no, people really did message me. They're like, "Oh man, awesome last show. We loved it. We're going to miss it. What the hell else are you doing with your lives?" I was like, "Well, me, nothing." But Lucas has got some stuff going on. But they're like, "Okay, well now that you're not around, Lucas, what's going on? Did y'all have a falling out?"
So yeah, big asshole. He controlling, wouldn't let me do anything. Won't let me play music on the podcast.
Trying to play music, but you get sued on that stuff. It's a big deal.
Realistically, they probably don't care that 2 knuckleheads in a basement in Tennessee are playing their music, and you're going to get whatever views we get. But lo and behold, it is against the rules. It's against the rules, DK.
It is. So it went on for months. Then, like on a cold January night, or February, I have to look back at social media.
It's January.
It was January?
Yeah.
Lucas says, and this is actual a text, wasn't it? Or a phone call?
It's a text, I think.
I think so. He says, "Are you ready to get back together?" I was like, "Well, shit, yeah, I'm ready. I've been waiting on you." I think, thank God. So
And then we have a call. So I want to fill in some blanks in between here and the next
Okay.
one.
Okay.
So then we have a call that we need to get together and talk about the podcast, right? We need to get together and talk about the podcast. I'm off social media completely. DK goes ahead and puts out on the social media that the podcast is starting back.
No, I didn't. I didn't say it officially.
What'd you
No,
say?
I just said.
What'd you say? You teased it.
I teased. I put out like things like "Are you ready?" Like the Triple H, "Are you ready?" And then LL Cool J, "Don't call to come back," because I was excited.
Yeah.
But then we never got together.
Yeah, we never did. I never did. Never did get together. But go ahead and finish your story.
Even though we live literally 12 minutes apart.
I literally pass your house every day.
Twice a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And have 4-wheel drive and capability to get up my
I don't have 4-wheel drive right now. Haven't had since Christmas. Don't know what happened to it.
Oh.
Do know what happened to it.
Just don't get it fixed.
Switch went bad in my driveway. Got stuck in my yard. Had to get pulled out twice. Forgot that I had left it on 4 high because it didn't work, and I didn't turn it back. Had to head to Bonnell to drop something off. 60 mile an hour down the road. I go to take a slight left turn, and it comes back on going down the road. And now it's completely out. Gone. Done. Hadn't been off road since. Hadn't thought about going to get it fixed since.
I can't believe you had that much vehicle problems and you didn't think to call me.
I didn't break down anywhere. Oh yeah, you can come fix it for me.
Yeah, sarcasm.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my fault. I kind of jumped the gun on social media. So everybody's asking. Then we never come see each other. Then I see Lucas. I cornered him at a birthday party, and I wasn't going to bring it up. Then I finally said, I looked at his hand. I said,
what about that podcast?
I said, "Is your GD thumbs broke?" You sure can't answer a text back. And he said, "Well, man, I'm thinking about it." And I was like, "Remember all that cool stuff you bought, all that all that stuff, and you redid that basement?" And I said, "Let's give it a shot." Well, I don't know, man. So we play with it some more. Then Lucas, lo and behold, he did finally give in.
I've got. I'm going to go ahead and apologize to a few people about these text message situations. Scott Rigsby, terribly sorry. DK, I've got some missed on here from you. Jason Cantrell, my bad, man. My bad. Jonathan Anderson, I don't even know what happened there, buddy. Lee Johnson, I ain't hating on you, buddy. I just missed it. Garrett Feldman, yep, missed that one. That one was from about 25 days ago.
All debt collectors that try to call me. I apologize.
Yeah, sorry to all of you. And it's none of y'all's fault. It's the fault of all of these stupid spam calls that I've been getting.
Yes, man. I've been getting one from China here lately.
I've been getting them from everywhere.
I've never had one from China until the last 3 days.
Hey, I get them all the time, Jack. You know what? What I really like is that now they have the ability to get a phone number locally.
Yeah.
They get that local phone number. It looks like, hey, I'm a business owner now. I think, oh, man, there's some business on the other end of this line. There's going to be $1 million on the other end of this call. Let me get it. Hey, I just wanted to call and talk to you about your credit card situation. There's nothing wrong with it.
It's a 397 number.
Oh, my goodness. I get his 261s. I got a 261 number. I get that 261 right on top.
Yeah, I get the same one. There's
got me
your
again.
credit. There's nothing wrong.
Hey, I've been trying to get in touch with you about your extended warranty on your truck. It's got 187,000 miles on it. You gonna fix my truck? I got a 4-wheel drive out, and I got a step side bar that's just gone. It's off. Can you fix it? No. No, but let me go ahead and patch you through to somebody that can talk to you about it.
So we finally we stopped at the store, and Lucas and I wasn't gonna mention it. I wasn't gonna mention it this time. The other day, like whatever we done a month ago, probably. And I just said, "Hey, Lucas, how's everything? How's life? How are you, dickhead? And
how's your mama now?
You know how I am him." Yeah. And he said, "When you gonna come to the house?" I thought, great, he brought it up because he can tell. I guess I was wanting to ask, but I didn't want to be persistent.
Well, since the beginning of the year, let me go ahead and say what I've done down here. Not that I wasn't ready. So since the beginning of the year,
not that he wasn't.
narrowed the table up, rounded the end so people quit catching their hip on the end down there. I went ahead and got all 4 matching microphones. I got all 4 matching cables. Went ahead and threw some American flags up on the wall. Went ahead and got us a visitor couch in here with a little table for them to sit their drink on over there. Went ahead and moved my desk in here. Hung some pictures. Went ahead and got that coat rack in case you come in, you bring your coat and you want to hang it somewhere. And then went ahead and got the old sign up in a prominent position there. Built me a little table over here to clean the table up a little bit. So
The son of a bitch been working hard, he's saying.
All I'm saying is I've been working on it.
It looks great. It looks great. I didn't know. I would have been even more excited if I knew all this was going on.
I got flags everywhere now, Jack.
Yeah, we're pretty patriotic.
And like DK said, I got guns laying everywhere too. So
I feel like it's a Hank Williams Jr. song down here. We got guns and flags and
I got my engineering sign up over there.
A nice fitness sign on the other side.
A nice fitness sign. We've been
looking
hitting
good.
Them weights in there. Boom.
Look at it. That looks good.
I've been working it. I'm not
it.
taking my stomach out because it still ain't there. But I did run 2 miles right before you got here.
Yeah. Makes me feel like crap for the lack of conditioning I've been doing. Not really, but man, you was looking good and walking in here and you had your shirt was all tight.
All tight around the shoulders.
Not because it's too small, just because of sun.
Well, all it is I catch you with the arms and I catch you with the traps.
Yeah.
You kind of look at that area.
I am.
And you just miss the gut.
It's all right. I mean,
yeah.
You gotta have that.
I suck my stomach in real hard and push my chest out real far. That way it looks like I got some chest.
You gotta have that.
That optical illusion. I got that optical illusion. Optical illusion.
Got a good looking chest on you, kid.
Yeah, check out them nips.
You are looking good. The room's looking good. I'm tickled to death. I'm happy to be back.
Bradley, my buddy, Bradley Crawford, been working out with me. Me and him killed a workout yesterday. So, in my infinite wisdom, I'm thinking, hey, I want to do something besides just lift these weights, right? Let's go out and just really hit a hard workout, something a little different, get a good sweat on. So, who can I get a workout from? Let's go online and look up Tim Kennedy's workout. Now, do you know who Tim Kennedy is?
Well, Kennedy's been known to hit some weights pretty hard and do some intense workouts.
This cat, let me just
not the same bloodline.
No, I don't. I wouldn't think so. But Tim Kennedy lives in Texas.
It's from personally. It's on my license. It's Kennedy.
Yeah, Tim Kennedy. He's a UFC fighter.
Looks like a Mongolian.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a Mongolian. He's a little bit of a Mongol. He's a UFC fighter.
He's about 38, 5'11".
Army guy, Delta Force, Army sniper. He's in real good shape. You know what I shouldn't be doing?
Trying to
any workout he can do. I shouldn't.
Let's watch one of these.
It wasn't a watch. It wasn't a watch when it was just one he'd written down for Men's Health or something. Yeah, he shouldn't do that. By the way, that guy's kind of a badass. Al-Qaeda or ISIS-1 put a hit out on him specifically because of his high profileness being an MMA fighter. And he's got his own television show called like Finding Hitler and all kinds of stuff like that. Yeah, he went ahead and put his home address out on Instagram with a little blurb that said, send whoever you want, just don't expect them to come home, and then tagged Al-Qaeda and ISIS on that post. Shouldn't be trying to do anything that this guy can do. He's also known as quoting, it's a mistake to push a man to violence who's spent his entire life perfecting the art. He's a bad dude.
He's a badass.
He's a bad dude. So
it takes a lot of guts to put your address on the Instagram tag on Al-Qaeda.
Yeah, whenever the UFC first decided to start implementing the random testing, USADA come in, they were doing unannounced random testing, and which they still do to some degree, but he was one of the first guys that they went to test. Tim Kennedy's Army sniper. Tim Kennedy's Delta Force. He's not the guy you try to sneak up on. He caught the guy in his car, so he seen him coming down the road. Tim Kennedy sneaks outside. The guy's still sitting in his car. Tim Kennedy sneaks up behind him with a knife and a pistol because this is about the time he just posted his address for Al-Qaeda online and didn't know who was coming up in his driveway. So he was on alert, snuck out on the guy. The guy about shit his pants trying to get out of the yard. USADA. I'm here for a random drug test.
Golly.
Yeah, he's a bad dude. Long story short, don't try to... his workout was too much for me the first time.
How long of a workout did you do?
Well,
how long did it take you?
It took me 37 minutes to get through it, and I got through half of the last set of it.
What was your time mark where you said, dang, I probably shouldn't have...
27 minutes, I thought.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Well, that was because half of it was already over. And I was sitting there waiting, and about 27 minutes in, I was thinking, I've got to get through this whole thing. And then about 37 minutes, I went, I can't do this.
Bradley right there with you?
Oh, yeah. He was saying, what are you doing? This is ridiculous. Yeah, we didn't get through all of it. We didn't.
That's pretty.
I ain't scared to admit it. I didn't get through it.
It's pretty impressive that you took on the challenge.
Yeah. And failed like a champ. There he is.
Oh,
Little fella.
just pull
little
up,
fella.
Just pull up that damn short just to
Yeah, just
show
show
that
these-
quad up. Man.
Yeah, show these chunky ass legs he's got. Big little guy.
Well, and this is the workout. Is this the workout you did?
No, but I want you to look at his. This is his warm up.
Yeah, it's similar to mine. I don't do as many reps.
Yeah, those are meters right there.
Yeah, I do it 10.
Yeah, 10 meters instead of those 15s there.
I do breast crawls instead of beast crawls, though.
Yeah. Anyway, what's been up in DK's world? How is sports? Tell us about LeBron James's $38 million a year contract.
Is that all he's making?
That's all. Poor little fella.
I'm not mad at it because it took Michael Jordan a long time. Of course, different time, different period. But, he had to pretty much hold.
What was he making? What was Michael Jordan?
I don't remember what he made before, but he 97 and 98, he made $30 million a year.
97 and 98. He made
those last 2 years of the Bulls, he made $30 million a year. And now you get guys like Mike Conley, who's a pretty solid point guard for the Grizzlies, but never made an All-Star game. He might have made one. I don't think so, though.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the best player the Grizzlies have, second best at least. And he's making $30 million. And I've been watching the NBA since 1992. There's some guys that will come across the ticker on ESPN News and say, so-and-so signs a 4-year or 3-year, $50 million contract, $60 million. I'm thinking, I don't even know who the hell this guy is.
Right.
So I'm not mad at LeBron for making 30. He probably deserves 50 if that's the number.
Inflation calculator says that Michael Jordan's still higher paid than LeBron James was, because $30 million in 1997 was equivalent to $47.5 million in 2018.
But that was his last 2 years, and that's when the money started going up a little bit.
Yeah.
And
that's still.
But I mean, he was making
apples to apples.
Chicago kind of screwed him from 84 to 96, though.
Right.
So 97 or whatever. But I actually called it about LeBron going to the Lakers.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know. I couldn't remember me calling it. But one thing I've not been able to do since we quit the podcast is go back to listen to any old podcast.
Right.
When we first started, I'd listen to every one of them one time.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that for several just to see, kind of get a general feel.
Yeah.
As a fan yourself, trying to figure out what people would like and what they wouldn't like, and our listeners. And towards the end, I didn't.
Right.
I just was out, just kind of burnt too, like you was, I guess. And then so I've never really went back, but I went back and listened to the As OLR one because I thought it'd be fun to actually listen back to, not cringe as much at some of the shit we done. And I called it actually that the day I was listening to it was the July 16th, and he signed. So basically, I called it a year in advance.
Right.
I didn't know. I don't even remember. Sometimes we just rambled on here.
Right.
But I did think the Lakers would sign him. I thought if he lost to Cleveland or lost in Cleveland, which the Warriors are so stacked. But this is what the Lakers do, right? Historically, they do this. They traded for Kareem in the 70s. They won the 5 championships with Magic Johnson. Well, prior to that, I'm sorry, they had Jerry West and they had Elgin Baylor, and they couldn't win championships in the 60s. They lost numerous times in the 60s in the finals. So they trade for Wilt Chamberlain to win a championship in 72. Go through a little bit of a 5, 6, 7 year down period. Draft Magic Johnson, trade for Kareem, win 5 championships. They have about, when Magic retired in 91, about another 5-year down period. Sign Shaq, trade for Kobe, same year they come in together, win 3 championships. Have another couple down period. When Shaq leaves, they trade for Pau Gasol, 2 championships. And they've sucked for the last 5 years. This is what they do. They don't historically draft superstars. They trade for them.
They buy them.
Right?
Buy them a superstar.
Like the Yankees. The Yankees do it in baseball. So, I mean, even at LeBron at age 33 going into his 16th year, it just shows you how well, because he spends millions of dollars on his body.
Oh, yeah.
You
don't look that good at 33
fantastic shape.
Yeah. Now, how is LeVar Ball going to play into LeBron James in L.A.?
We'll see. A lot of people think that Lonzo had reported a meniscus tear in his knee, and then a lot of people thought the Ball family leaked that information so keep him from getting traded when all these. Kawhi Leonard was San Antonio's best player.
Yeah.
He's from L.A. Pretty much set out the whole year for the Spurs last year. They couldn't Spurs was saying this injury was this, Leonard was saying this, and they kind of butted heads about it. So he demanded a trade, basically. So the Lakers were all in on going to get him, and it was a lot of people thought it would take Lonzo Ball and others to get the trade done. But so he comes up with this knee injury.
All of a sudden, right?
I don't know, but LeVar Ball, like I said last year, even before they drafted him, the Lakers are the only spot LeVar Ball that'll fly. Right?
Oh, yeah.
In L.A., the media. That crap ain't flying in San Antonio with Popovich. Or
does he really think he's going to get both of his other boys on that team?
Well, they're bums. The middle one's especially a bum. He ain't making it nowhere. He's not even on their summer league team. He got invited by the Lakers summer league, but
he's playing in Europe somewhere, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Well, he was. Now he's back over. They were playing in Croatia, maybe Croatia or somewhere just god awful that you wouldn't want to be.
Yeah,
both of them were, but now they're back in the States. But
I think Croatia is on the coast of that Mediterranean Sea. I don't know if that'd be a bad place to be. It may be one country over, but
it doesn't sound like an appealing place.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be called a Croat for sure. But by the way, you mentioned the Yankees a while ago.
Yeah,
Aaron Judge. I seen Aaron Judge throw one from right field to home plate the other day. I was just watching YouTube videos of baseball. Aaron Judge threw one at over 100 mile an hour from right field to home plate, and threw a guy out that was trying to steal third to home from right field. Threw that cat out.
Can't wait till he fails his drug test.
He's 6'7". He uncoiled like a freaking slinky and just launched that dude. I've seen
impressive.
There's two videos, two different times of him throwing somebody out coming from third base from right field. He's a monster, 24-year-old, 6'7", 265. Oh, he's a big kid.
It's a big dude. That's not even fair.
Yeah.
Imagine if he is on steroids.
The unfortunate thing is, what if he's not?
Yeah.
What if he's not on roids? And then he gets, 27, 28, starts declining a little bit and goes full Barry Bonds on them cats. Oh, my God, 130 mile an hour coming in from right field. Watch your head, first base. Here comes a rocket.
LeBron's not going to win with the Lakers.
Yeah, he will.
No, they're not going to win a championship.
Yeah, they will.
Not for sure.
Maybe not this year.
They're getting a bunch of weird guys. They're getting Michael Beasley and JaVale McGee and Lance Stevenson and Rondo.
They spent all their damn money on Rondo wouldn't be bad. They spent all their damn money on LeBron. Now, is it true that he's got a burner phone and sent Kevin Durant a text message trying to get him to come to L.A. with him?
And they said they spoke about it. And he did. I don't think it was a burner account. No, Kevin Durant's got burner accounts. He's got busted on them. I love Kevin Durant, but man, he has no thick skin whatsoever. Like the burner accounts that he was beefing on like a 12-year-old on Instagram the other day or Twitter, one of the two. Man,
yeah.
If I tweet, I wouldn't expect to get a response from a guy like Kevin Durant.
Well, not if I'm 12 for sure.
Especially if you're 12.
Yeah.
But I guess if you piss him off enough. But I do think next year they'll get some better players. But man, they've got a young nucleus. Me and Waylon went and watched them back in March. I guess I said it was last year. It was March, and or March of this year. What is the month? So we ain't talked about nothing. We've done so much stuff since September.
Who has? You have?
I mean, you have too, probably.
No, I don't.
I've done so much stuff. We're gonna have to have like a what I done in September, what I done in October show.
We'll just burn our listeners down to the last one. And
yeah. You know who I did meet back right after the show ended? It was like a week after. I did meet Brett Favre.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Did you ask him to do the show?
No, it was such a damn madhouse. He would come to UT and he was sponsoring Orca Coolers, and they were the sponsor of the week at Neyland. So I was like, man, that's Brett Favre. That's my favorite quarterback ever. I
thought you was going to say that chick that kept saying she was going to come on and never would. The singer.
Julie Roberts?
Yeah, I thought you were going to say Julie Roberts.
Oh, man. We got blew off by a woman who hadn't put a record out in 13 years. God dang. But I mean, Shooter's also never released her album yet, so I'm gonna boycott Shooter's name on this show after that mention right there.
After the Julie,
he still won't do. We've have all these cool musicians on, and that's definitely the one I know the most about his career, and he just ain't having it.
Maybe we ain't cool enough for him, bro.
No doubt.
Tell him I've got 6 Bitcoins he can have. Tell him I've got them buried in my yard. He can come mine them Bitcoins.
And I'm like one people that would want to interview him and not talk about his dad, right?
Oh, yeah.
So many people like, hey, Waylon's son. It's like, I don't care, because that's not even the genesis of me liking him. Yeah, it was Waylon's son. After I started liking him, I don't even care about that anymore.
Yeah.
But he's not having it. Like, he's not Of course, I hadn't met him since that one time he done that video. I hadn't went to any of his shows or nothing.
So what you're saying is, right here, we're boycotting Shooter Jennings.
There's too many of my stories about musicians that I know that'll.
You heard it here, folks. DK boycott Shooter Jennings. We're not listening to him anymore.
Yeah.
We're not calling that cat.
His album's coming out like 2 weeks.
We ain't buying it.
I'm not buying it. Hell no, I'm not buying it. I pre-ordered it. But
if it's like that Kunta shit, just get it off. Get it off the radio.
That even grew on me a little bit.
Hey,
I'm just kidding.
No, it didn't. Why do people say that KD is possibly better than LeBron James? I know you've heard that argument.
Yeah, he's the closer.
What is the argument?
Well, he's 6'10" or 6'11" and ball handles and shoots threes and a good defender. He stepped his defense up this year. I mean, he's the best. He's the second best.
But 1 year, right?
I mean, well, he's been an MVP caliber player pretty much the last 5-6 years. So,
but how could anyone say that he's better than
because
LeBron?
he's winning championships, but because he's on a loaded all-star team. But, my thing about LeBron is, who does he make better? Right? Who does he make better?
The whole team that he's on.
He did. He got a team that's going to be the 9th seed in the East next year. I mean, I get it, but he single-handedly carried them. I don't think he makes players that much better. He does make the team he's on better, but
is there a difference in making the players better and making the team that he's on better?
I don't know. That's a good question because I kind of just was talking out both sides of my mouth when I made that statement. But I guess what I'm saying is,
I know what you're saying.
He complains about that he doesn't have enough help.
But he's not going out there and trying to help. As him being the senior guy, he's not trying to make the rest of his team better. I get that argument, but economically, does it matter?
I guess what I'm thinking is he could have had better players. Why do great players not want to play with LeBron James? Dwayne Wade did, and Chris Bosh did for those 3 seasons they played, or 4 seasons they played in Miami together. But I mean, Kyrie Irving left. There's been other players that could have came that didn't come. So he says he needs better players, but yet
they won't come to him.
Tristan Thompson, they won't come, or like Tristan Thompson and J.R. Smith's his buddies. He got them way massive contracts for very little production.
Mm-hmm.
J.R. Smith screwed him on game 1 of the finals this year.
Oh, he sure did.
I mean, there's so many players that are LeBron's buddies that are getting massive contracts, and they're not worth the production of the deal. They're not producing for what they're getting paid, and that's his buddies. That's who he handpicked to be on his team. So don't come complaining that Steph and Clay and Draymond and Durant are taking massive pay cuts to play with each other. I mean, hard to knock them, because
right.
KD and Steph and those boys are giving up, especially Clay and Draymond. They're giving up a lot of money to make that sacrifice to play together. That's pretty admirable, really. I hate it, really. I wish they'd be more parity. Because it kind of sucks knowing. I mean, this season, especially after they just signed Boogie Cousins to a 1-year, $5 million deal, he tore his Achilles, but before the Achilles last year, which I know Achilles is a bitch to overcome, he was averaging like 25 and 12 and 5. I mean, he's
dancing.
He's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And they just signed him. He's their center. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He's dancing too hard. Boogie in. Stupid.
You're stupid.
I missed that humor. But I mean, god dang, they're going to win the championship. They got 5, but they're sacrificing. He could have went anywhere else, but he took a 1-year, $5 million deal to play and get a championship.
What is this going to do with the Steph Curry, LeBron James rivalry? They're not going to get to meet in the final game now.
No, it's over. I mean, it opens it up for Philadelphia and Boston, and they really.
Who are you going to see on the other side
Boston.
of Boston?
I think they should have got there this year. If it wouldn't be for LeBron just playing out of his mind. I've been pushing for about 3 years if they're going to be that one-sided in the West. Man, they just need to do a 1-16 playoff.
Right.
I think so. 1-16 because the East is. I mean, that is the JV conference, and it sure damn sure is now. The best player in the world's gone. So I don't know. I love it though. I love the murals they're doing. You see the murals they've painted out in LA?
Yeah.
God dang, it's so impressive.
Well, that one they just finally had to paint over it though.
Yeah.
The one, the King of LA or whatever.
Yeah. Then the second one, how awesome was that? You see the second one?
I don't think it did.
It had Shaq and Kobe, Magic and Kareem, and Wilt on it, and Chick Hearn, the old announcer. But how in the hell are you not going to put Jerry West? He's the logo. There it is right there. Second mural depicting LeBron vandalized. I mean, you know what? That's a bunch of bull, though, because you're not disrespecting LeBron. You're disrespecting that artist, man, that spent so much time doing that. Look, so that's a bullshit article. I just had the picture and then
not the picture. Vote for Democrat, blah, blah, blah.
Click.
I
Oh,
mean, I don't know what happened there.
hit on images up there. Here you
Thank you. It's the first time I've ever Googled.
go.
There it is. Kobe.
How
Shaq,
awesome is that?
Magic.
With Staples and Great Western Forum.
Who was this one right here?
That's Wilt.
Well,
And Chick Hearn, the announcer, is on some side of it. I don't know why it's not. So that's just disrespect the artist, man. Look how much time that had to taken.
that's not as big as what it looks like it is either. I thought that was like on the side of some big building or something.
What is it then?
I don't know. Right here's a 5-gallon bucket. It ain't that damn big.
I mean, it's big. Like, that's pretty big.
It's on a wall.
It's not 11 by 14 or nothing.
Oh, that's true. Hey, but that's what they do out there. I mean, people spray paint shit out there. That's what happens. I mean, somebody spray painted that wall. You think somebody asked him to paint that mural there? Or you think he just went out there and found him a wall and started painting? My gut feeling says he just found him a wall and started painting.
Yeah, but still.
He may have vandalized that person's business.
That's, yeah. It's pretty impressive, though.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah.
I'm impressed by that.
They finally had to just paint over the damn thing.
Yeah. That's what they're gonna have to do down at Pine Lick at the
at the
little dam down there, watershed, whatever you call it.
You just got to paint it over.
I've got the best AJ and Brad Cragis story that I can never tell on air about about that, and it's so funny because Brad got AJ first, so AJ was riding around and said he's gonna get Brad back, and he's like, "Hey man, look at this," and I was like, I pronounced the word. He's like, "No." I was like, well, that word's got
double letters right there.
Double letters right there. He goes, oh shit, and he tried to squeeze the other second letter in between.
Yeah.
And AJ's supposed to be the smart one of the two.
That's sad.
Hope you're listening, Brad.
Yeah.
So,
hey, where's Mackie at? By the way, I fully expected to see Mackie roll in with you.
Nah.
Where's he at, Mackie? Where are you? I've literally been sitting here with your picture, looking at me.
Boy, it sure is. He's uglier than hell, ain't he?
God, I'm money.
He's uglier than hell. Boy, he better be glad. He's got a good personality to get women to date him.
Yeah. Troll beard having.
It's ugly.
Ugly.
I was trying not to make it.
Step ladder needing to get on a step stool.
I thought it'd be funny if we didn't mention Mackie all throughout the whole show, and just because
I can't do that.
Him.
I can't. I couldn't do it. I could not mention Mackie.
Man, of all the times that Mackie was on us a lot, he would tweet. To me, it's frustrating because you have like 10 people that reach out to you throughout the whole podcast time. Tell you they love the show and they listen, and then you never really know. There's like a handful of people. Then after it's over, like people are texting like, "Oh man, I love the show. Oh, thank you for commenting on Facebook." And they probably did listen because we had the views.
Right.
Obviously, people were listening, but like the same 10 people commented on everything. And that makes me really appreciate those people.
Right.
But if you're listening, speak up. Right? Speak up, man, and get your and so it's OW. But, so some of those people, let's think like all the Allens are always like, as soon as I post anything, Caleb Allen, Blake Allen, Jordan Allen, Slim Allen, all them damn Allens. They sent me an Allen Farm hat. Derek Woolbright always talked about the show. All those boys out there.
If I ever have to not be here a night, I'm going to take Derek Woolbright and ask him to sit in my chair because nobody will be able to tell the difference in between my voice and his voice.
Both pretty deep.
No, I don't know. We just sound exactly alike.
You do?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You don't remember that? Because we were literally at your house whenever we all four, you and I and Derek Woolbright and Blake Allen, had a conversation about the fact that neither one of us could tell whether it was me talking or him talking. Yeah.
And, well, I guess I've never paid attention to that.
You did that night. You was in the midst of that conversation.
Well, I lied, I guess. And probably
You're such a fibber.
It's probably drinking.
Oh, there was some of that going on. I even believe Captain America had Hulk hands on that had a beer holder in it.
Probably. I'll tell you somebody that we don't even, if we ever acknowledged them on the old shows, but man, there's a Twitter handle I want all y'all to follow, and I looked at them the other day, and I noticed that a lot of our people that had probably learned about them from our show.
Red Dirt Country.
Red Dirt. It's RD Country. That's at Red Dirt _roots on
Red
Twitter.
Dirt Country.
Man, they're doing such awesome things on Twitter. They do a lot of cool things as far as promoting, the outlaw country, the Americana country scene, just all that kind of cool stuff. And
good guys too. The shy don't want to come on the show. Tried to get him to. Said he's not much of a talker. A lot of a poster, not much of a talker.
Yeah.
I wish he'd go ahead and come on.
He said he had it down as far as he loves advertising and putting the word out. He puts us over, and he said he enjoyed our interviews.
Well, here's your advertisement: Red Dirt Country, RD Country. Now, come on the show.
He's gonna be happy, man. I hadn't been working as hard. I thought when I went on vacation, I'd get up early in the morning and holler at some people, but we got some cool guests coming up. And
yeah.
And for people that don't listen, have not listened, our MO on the show, we're basically a variety show, Lucas, right?
Variety.
And that's probably
we
why
get up, we sing, we dance, we wear different hats and different outfits. Sometimes I tell jokes, sometimes I sing. We're a variety show.
Yeah.
Similar to Dean Martin back in the 50s and 60s, if you didn't know. A little bit of Jerry Lewis, DK's a little bit of Dean Martin.
A little bit of Red Skeleton.
Red Skeleton.
Yeah, Skeleton.
Not the skeleton. Skeleton.
Did I correct you when you said Dean Martin?
You did.
I didn't because you said it right.
Yeah, I said you didn't correct me at Dean Martin because
trick question.
It was the right thing.
Yeah. But that's what we do. So we'll talk some sports on this show. And I know what you said a while ago, but
what I say?
What if people are, like I said, first time listeners? They don't know what this show's about. They just run up on it because.
Oh, it's some nonsense.
I'm just kidding. Nobody runs up on this show. There's a reason.
There's some nonsense. Hey, I believe that there is a good bit of nonsense with a good bit of sports and a good bit of music.
And the music being
country music.
We're going to make fun of a lot of
stuff, and
we're
going to secretly listen to it on the side.
Yeah, like Sam Hunt, I've got all his music.
Kane Brown, I'm gonna go ahead and make fun of that guy.
He's the worst.
I'm gonna listen to What If, so I don't care.
No, not me. That is the worst. I've decided in our sabbatical that Kane Brown is
the worst.
He does not get enough crap for how bad he is. Florida Georgia Line. I will listen to one of their songs if there's nothing else on the radio every now and then. Not all of them. There's one or two I can stand. Sam Hunt. No, I don't love him, but I can listen to his acoustic version of Cop Car that he wrote for Keith Urban and make fun of myself doing it. Kane Brown is the worst. Bottom of the barrel. He's the worst.
He's a Tennessee boy. He's from Red Bank.
Don't care if he's from Harmony Springs, Red Bowling. I don't care if he's from Salina. I don't care if he's got
Cookville.
They don't give a shit if he's got a North Springs, Whitleyville address. He's the worst. Bottom of the barrel. Trashy. Talk deep in the microphone with your Vanilla Ice haircut. I want somebody to beat his ass.
I kind of like Kane Brown.
You kind of like Kane Brown. I think he's awful.
I kind of like him.
He's awful. I'll take Sam Hunt over your Kane Brown.
Oh, God. He's a piece of trash. He's literally trash. Sam Hunt, that half-ass rapping, whatever shit he does, at least Kane Brown sings the whole time. Every song I've ever heard him sing, he sung.
Okay, no. Maybe not. I just think he's got a weird look to him. And I just hate, I've always been in the belief that you can, went sour under 40 minutes. I made a reference, man. Yeah. I just think that there's plenty of room in country music for everybody. But I'm getting so sick of people coming to country music that aren't at least a bit country, but at least sprinkle me in somebody good. But like we okay, great. You give us Stapleton. Stapleton's on the radio. We got Stapleton. But then again, I don't know if I want them on. I don't know if I want Sturgill and Jason Eady and those guys sharing the same airwaves as those guys or not.
Kane Brown's what, 19-year-old, maybe 18, something like that. He's a young kid. I don't know.
There's no way he's 18 or 19.
Whatever he is, he's young. He may be 24 as far as I know. But anyway, just think of what he come up listening to. As far as he knows, he is doing country because that's what was been on his radio whenever he was young. Country music left a long time ago, and he's been listening to Sam Hunt and Florida Georgia Line and that Pop Chesney and.
I listened to Tupac growing up, but when I'm on a brimstone with a cold beer, I'm not listening to Hit 'Em Up, am I?
I said Pop Chesney, not Tupac.
No, I got it.
Oh, okay.
I got it. I'm just saying that's what'd you grow up on? Notorious B.I.G., Tupac, that kind of rap.
California Love, yeah.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is he's a lot younger. He wasn't even exposed to that stuff, I'd say. He's just been listening to that other stuff. I bet that's all he's ever known for country music.
If he's 24.
I think he's doing a good job for where he's at. And yes, I listen to Kane Brown a little bit.
Well, I think he's awful.
Let me tell you,
He's the worst.
Let me tell you a song I heard the other day that I really like, and I don't know if you've heard it or not. It's Darius Rucker. I'm going to hell, just like my mama said.
I like the premise.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Have you not heard it?
No.
It was pretty good. You keep talking. I'm gonna find it.
Then what? We can't listen to it, can we?
Well, they can't hear it on this anyway.
So if you had to pick between Florida Georgia Line, Kane Brown, and Sam Hunt to go to watch in concert, you'd go to watch
Florida Georgia Line.
Oh, but you just got all up on
Sam Hunt sucks.
Yeah, but you just got all up on Kane Brown's Nizuts, but you'd still pick Florida Georgia Line in concert.
Oh, yeah. Backstreet Boys might come out.
Yeah, well. Oh, this is a who's who of awesome country stars: Jason Aldean, Luke Bryan, and Charles Kelly.
Yeah.
Well.
My taste in music has went to hell since we was on here.
So, all in the past 2 weeks, all in July and August, Cody Jinks, Shooter Jennings, Jason Eady, and Cody Canada's come out with new music, and we're sitting there listening to Darius Rucker. I'm trying so hard not to use an F word on season 2, and you're about to break me out on one.
Look at that guy. Look at that guy.
You're trolling.
Look at that guy.
Oh.
Look how tall he is. He's standing up next to Darius Rucker. Darius Rucker's 5'6". Jason Aldean.
Bar stool.
I really don't mind that, actually.
I have heard that.
What about this?
Changed it every time.
Have you heard this one? This one's actually pretty good.
I hadn't heard anything of Jason Aldean in 5 years.
This kind of got me reminded of DeMeza a little bit. Like the lyrics. Like, I guarantee you Jason Aldean didn't write this.
Mike DeMeza wrote it, reckon?
I don't know. This is a lot better song than what Jason Aldean could have written.
Oh, yeah. Is that enough?
That's a lot better song than what Jason Aldean would have written.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Mike DeMeza wrote that.
Mike DeMeza.
You heard it here. Mike DeMeza wrote Jason Aldean's song, Whiskey Drowns the Whiskey.
I think he did.
Yes.
He did.
Good job, Mike DeMeza. And I hope everybody goes out and tells him how good of a job he did about writing this song, Drowns the Whiskey.
Speaking of whiskey, the best whiskey song right now is Cody Jinks' new song.
Let's go ahead and listen to Cody Jinks' new song about whiskey.
His new record comes out.
And I'd like to go ahead and ask Mr. Jinks to fire whoever in the hell does his audio whenever he records a CD, because they suck at it. He is so much better in person than he is on his CDs. Your sound guy sucks. What's the name of it? Must Be the Whiskey?
Yeah, I'd personally like to apologize to Cody Jinks, sound man.
Cody, let me take that back. Or let me back up a little bit. Cody Jinks is sound guy. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a job in the music industry. What I'm saying is that you should not be Cody Jinks' sound man because you suck as Cody Jinks' sound man. I'm not saying that you should lose all of your jobs. I'm just saying that you should lose that job in particular.
Why do you think? You don't think?
Because he's very bad. After you see Cody Jinks in concert, you realize that, hey.
I always love the videos with the lyrics on them. They're the best.
I kind of feel like it's an Instagram post that just keeps flipping through, you know.
No, that's the baddest son of a bitch in country music. On radio, on YouTube, in real life, he's the best.
He's a bad dude.
You know that
he's better in concert than what he'll ever be on radio.
Guess what?
What?
Bam. How'd you like I said you
like
look here. Don't you change it. Yeah, I like that Jim Beam reference. You know who wrote that song?
Cody Jinks.
Wrong.
Who?
One Lane Road Podcast alumni Josh Morningstar wrote that song.
Josh Morningstar wrote it.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Hey, the best, I can't believe it's been so long since we've had a show because almost the exact same show that we watched at Knoxville that night.
Yeah.
I watched the Ryman. Remember I bought the Ryman tickets right before we wrapped it up?
Yeah.
Holy hell, that was the best.
Best night ever.
Hey, Cody get on stage and he said, man, I've been trying to, and I tried to get Lindsay to listen to him leading up to the show and she really didn't, but, well, she knew so little of him that when Jamie Johnson came out, she got on her feet and was excited, and she doesn't like Jamie Johnson. So that's how little she knew about Ward Davis and Cody Jinks. She's like, "Oh, Jamie Johnson." I was like, "You hate Jamie Johnson."
Yeah.
And
hey, isn't Ward Davis the most Jason Brewer looking fella you ever seen in your life?
Yeah, got a lot of.
Oh,
Jason.
that was a reference that only me and you got.
Mm-hmm, maybe maybe Cucumber.
Yeah, maybe Q.
Remind me something to tell him in a minute, but yeah, Cody said, "Man, I beat on every door in Nashville for 10 years." And they all said no. Of course, all the crowd started booing. He goes, man, don't boo, because I just sold this mother effer out 2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
Cucumber texted me not too long ago. He said, what are you doing? And he said, well, how you doing? Been thinking about, had you on my mind. Just thought I'd holler at you. And I said, well, I'm currently sitting on my patio with my wife drinking a beer, listening to Chris Stapleton. Or no, I said, messed my own story up. Cody Jinks. I said, I'm currently sitting on my patio drinking beer with my wife, listening to Cody Jinks while my kids sleep. And he said, nice. He said, I'm sitting on my patio drinking beer with my wife while we listen to Chris Stapleton while watching the kids run around the yard. And I was like, damn. He said, so far, or so close yet so far. So,
yeah.
And he moved again.
I know. He's gone again. He's Alabama now, ain't he?
Rebelling man. No, he's in Georgia.
He's in Georgia. He went the other way.
Alabama, Nashville, to Georgia.
Yeah.
So there you go. Him and Jessica McDuffie live like 10 minutes apart now.
Oh, really?
Is what I deciphered because he told me the town. I was like, I think it's closer to Jessica. So, and they're all close to Travis Tritt somehow or another.
Huh.
So, but yeah.
Really that Atlanta complex is nothing's far from anywhere.
I hate it.
I seen the coolest wreck that you'll ever see in your life. I was in the middle of it, and we missed it. We just drove right in the middle of it. Car comes on. We was right outside of Atlanta. Car comes on the on-ramp. There's 2 semis on the farthest to the right. We're in the middle lane, cruising right along. Car comes in flying. Slows down, passes us behind us, gets out in front of us. He gets in front of a cop car. Cop car turns on his lights. He shoots over in front of us, goes beside of those 2 semis, gets on the shoulder, tries to pass the semis, tries to come back in front of the semis. He comes around the front one, has turned completely around, shoots back down the road our way, turns again, and shoots under the second semi. And that semi shoots him across the road in front of us, over to the median, and we drive right in between it. Yeah, it was the craziest shit I'd ever seen in my life. I was just sitting there, and the guy that was driving, he was in the middle of a conversation. He just quit talking, 2 hands on the steering wheel. Drove right through the middle of it, went, man, that was crazy. Finished his conversation like it didn't happen. I said, we're going to have to stop, Eric. You're going to have to stop talking for just a minute. I need to talk about that.
That's just so impressive how much of a memory you got, because that was very, very, very detailed. Like our friend Gary Dunn used to say, man, I used to had this dream last night. And you know what? When I'm having a dream, I think I'm going to get up and tell somebody about the dream. And I get up and I can't remember any of it. Gary would tell me like a 15-minute dream. I'm like, I don't even believe that past the first 45 seconds, because I don't think anybody can remember a dream past 45 seconds. And you just tell me so much right then that I couldn't even process most of it.
I don't believe he's ever told a real story in his life.
Well, that story was a lot, because I felt like somebody should have died in that story that you just told.
They may have. That car may have.
That you did.
I don't know. We didn't stop. We just kept going. There's a police officer in the midst of it. He could go back and check on him if he wanted to.
Hell, that's why I get so scared going through Atlanta every time I go through. Was it?
It was in the middle of the night.
God,
it's dark out, Jack.
That's the only part of my vacation that I don't drive on. I know everybody's like, suck it up, be a man. I'm not. My wife is crazy enough to drive through that shit.
I've thought about that.
I'm not doing it, man.
Yeah, I've thought about you in that.
So?
You may not be a man.
That I may not be a man?
Yeah, I've thought about that. I've wondered. If you didn't have them Bart Simpson haircut and glasses when you was a little kid, I'd wonder.
Open your mouth.
Let me show you.
Come on, let me punch you in the mouth over here.
Let me show you a minute. Let me holler at you. Let's go outside. Just turn these lights down low for me.
Anyway, any
Yeah.
damn way. What else is going on?
Well, I was about to say, we're going to cut this one about an hour tonight, just to get one back in the books and go for it.
Oh,
but let me finish here.
yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead and tease some of the guests, some of the people that you've got lined up to come talk to us.
Well, like I said, our MO on the show when it comes to music is putting out. We're never going to have Hank Williams Jr. on the show, believe it or not. We're not going to have. We're not going to have Waylon Jennings hologram or anything like that. And that damn China number's calling me again. Somebody call this *86. You can't get through. I've tried. Anyway, but it's going to be the same realm of Americana country. It's going to be these lower. I'm not going to say lower talent, lower level. It's
less known.
It's the less known guys that when you look at my library, that's all you're going to find, right? Some guys we do have 3 repeat guests that I feel like we owe a better episode to. A couple of those guys, we were kind of little green, little young in the chute there.
Yeah, and there were some outside influences that kept us from doing what we wanted to do a little bit. But Jason Eady be one of those guys wanting to come back on, or that we might be able to get to come back on.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Fantastic guest.
Yeah.
Fantastic musician.
And that is one I'm pretty positive because he's got a new record coming out. I think it's let me see if it's out.
We will not be having Kane Brown or any of those guys on.
No, unfortunately, and Kane Brown will not be on the show.
Yeah.
I've told you I'm protesting Shooter Jennings until he. Yeah. Jason's new album's coming out, but I did text Jason and he said he had a big time with us last time on and.
Super nice guy. Thanked us for letting him come on August 10th.
August 10th.
Wow.
Shooter also comes out on August 10th. Cody Jinx's comes out this Friday, which is probably already out by the time you listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
And Cody Canada's got a new one called 3, Cody Canada The Departed. Also, don't want to tell all of our guests.
Yeah.
But Jason Eady is one that we're probably going to work on fairly soon since his record's coming out. But also a couple, there's a couple, there's a young kid that Daddy's really, really big in the music industry, and I've been texting with him some. The young man actually only has one single out right now.
Mm-hmm.
But you might have heard of his daddy and his granddaddy, and he's verbally agreed to come on, and we'll see
if we can't get him.
If we can get him. As stuff goes here, stuff has to change sometimes on the fly, but everybody, we've got a few musicians. Hadn't really touched on the sports guest yet.
Yeah, I would say, and we may have, if our little buddy comes through, we may have a pretty big, not sports, but fitness guest come on too and talk to us. And we need to get old Amber back on here now. Now that she's got her personal trainer license and everything, we need to check back in with her.
There's a thing about it. We don't. There's not a shortage of people we know. It's just getting together.
Yeah, and there will be a Mackey episode coming soon.
Yeah. We got to give our listeners a.
Got to have a Mackey episode.
It seemed to be a fan favorite every time that little dwarf was on. Our numbers would rise. We'd see it rise. But we didn't want to have a guest on week 1. We kind of want to get back together. But I got to tell you, man. My story that happened on vacation.
Tell me.
And we'll talk about our vacations here next week probably.
Got stung by jellyfish. We'll talk about that.
Holy hell.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I didn't tell you who I met.
Who'd you meet?
Of all the people, and of course, I get it. I get trolled all the time. All DK just
he went on vacation because he heard that guy was going to be there.
So, at this point, I troll the trolls.
Yeah.
Did you think we did? Did you think when we come back, people make fun of us again for doing the podcast?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't even care.
I don't either.
Yeah.
What's some things that are cornier than a podcast, you think?
Oh, I don't know.
When you see people doing something, and you're like, what was something you'd be making fun of?
That I would make fun of? Yeah. Realistically, I just don't have time to care what other people are doing. So as long as they're doing something that makes them happy, that makes me happy.
That's right, man.
If you're out there and you're doing something and you're happy that you're doing it, that makes me happy. And so other than that, I don't care.
God, listen to you. I really struggle with that because I've got a little bit more F you in me.
I don't have.
I don't. You're kind of more of the person who would tell you to get blank. A little more
blow off. Yeah.
But I laugh at them. Then inside I'm thinking, all right, what are you doing so great?
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking, I don't really care.
Yeah.
You know
what? Realistically, people don't make fun of me to my face much, but if they and I don't have social media, so good luck. So you'll write me a letter and put it in the mail if you want to, and I'll send you one back, I guess. But
as long as you put return postage on it.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm not going to buy a stamp for you, but nothing. But I just don't care what people's thoughts are unless if they're going to be positive and have something positive to say. Cool, I'll take that. But if you're going to be dick, I'm just over it.
Yeah, I remember people initially we thought about that. Then people be like, well, some people was asking us why we sucked up so hard to our guests. Well, okay. Well,
what do you want us to do in an hour? I mean, do you want me to come on here and cut them down for an hour when they've wasted their time to come on to our little show, and then they're not getting paid, it's more promotion for us. Let's go ahead and just cut them down and really get to them, really throwing them hard questions, and whenever we're a fan of them, and then do it. Anyway, I don't want to end this on a negative point.
No, I'm not, because I'm still telling my story.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
That's what my whole point is, because if you want to go to the gym and tell how spectacular your workout is, and you want to take a picture of you flexing in your, if you say I got an epic workout. I hate the word epic, by the way. It's a pet peeve of mine. I hate the word epic. But I was like, if you want to be that guy that's posing in the mirror saying epic and your workouts are epic, do your thing. I see a lot of girls posting little videos of their workouts in the morning. If that's what makes you feel better, do it. Yeah. If you want to be 40 and drink beer every night and hang out with people half your age, be that guy.
Do it.
If you want to criticize others and live, with your mom or grandma your whole life and make fun of others that are trying to do something cool, be that guy. And if I want to meet famous people, then by God, I'm going to meet famous people. And it ain't like I'm hanging out at the airport doing it. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes it really just does happen. and the biggest of the biggest happened.
Who was it?
And I said my prayers. I ate my vitamins. Yeah. And I met the Hulkster brother.
Brother!
You didn't even know it.
I had no idea. Was it spectacular?
It was all I ever thought. He's not even my favorite, like Shawn Michaels is my
guy.
Is
your favorite, right?
And I love The Rock and I love Austin, but Hogan's Hogan, man.
If the Hulk ain't in your top 5, you never watched wrestling.
Mm-mm.
Where'd you see him at?
At Clearwater, Florida.
Yeah.
So,
what was he? Give us more.
Basically, me and the Hulkster and Waylon, we claimed and banged together a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, we've done some lat pull downs and okay, we didn't work out together, but that's where it started. Yeah. So we vacationed in St. Petersburg.
Yeah, brother.
Clearwater is where his beach shop's at.
Yeah.
35 minutes down the road.
Yeah, brother.
So we go down there every year, one day, trying to catch him at the shop. Hope he's down there. We'll look T-shirts. We'll look at all the stuff he's got, memorabilia wise.
For sure, brother.
Keep going.
Keep going. This is still happening, brother.
He said. So he's never there. But we just usually go to the beach after that. We'll go to stay at the shop 15, 20 minutes, then go on to Clearwater Beach. Yeah. Well, this year I looked at the website wrong. Lindsay's like, I'm not getting up and going this early. You and Waylon just go on. We'll catch you. Come back. So I thought the store opened at 8. So we get in there early. I don't know how traffic's going to be on a Monday morning in Clearwater and Tampa and all that area. So we drove down, got there like 7:45. I was like, crap. So we kind of just sit in the car in the parking garage for a minute, just dead. I mean, Mandalay Bay was dead. So I thought, crap, this is probably not a good sign. So I was like, well, they open at 8, so we'll go on down. Go on down to the shop. I'm like, crap. Look, opens at 10. Waylon's like, we can just go on back to the house and come back. I was like, dude, it's 35 minutes one way. I said, we'll kill some time. So walked around for a few minutes and went and ate some breakfast. Then I thought, man, we still got some time to kill. And so Bushwhacker Luke from the Bushwhackers when we were little, right? He owns a gym right above Hogan's beach shop. So we went in there. I said, Waylon, you playing football. You've been wanting to kind of work out a little bit. And I said, of course, my fat ass always needs to be in a gym somewhere, you know. Needs to be. So I said, you want to get a workout in? I said, we got like an hour and a half still to kill, hour and 20 minutes. So we go on up there and they let us work out. And Waylon's got some Tennessee stuff on. And this guy comes over and says, hey, man, Tennessee, or I said, yeah. And actually, he's like, we wear Buck stuff around here. I was like, well, we're from Tennessee. We're tight and stuff. He's like, oh, okay. I wonder if y'all are from there, blah, blah, blah. And so he says, so what's the deal? Like, you just wanted to work out? I was like, man, we're coming to Hogan's shop. And so we come every year, hoping to see him. Oh, man, when he's at the shop, they hide him in the back. I was like, well, I figured, but, I thought, hell, I see him on the internet popping in there since we're this close, come to Florida once a year. He's like, man, all you got to do is hang out here. I said, really?
Yeah.
He said, oh, man, he pounds Miller Lights on the weekend, and he comes in here early on Monday mornings and works out. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, well, that'd be kind of cool, you know?
Yeah.
And I said, what time? I mean, like, just to give it a guess, you know? And he said, I'm surprised he's not here. He usually comes first thing in the morning to avoid the tourists. I was like, oh, sorry. You know? And so he's like, man, just let me see what I can find out. And we were just starting to work, our workout. So as we're working out, and this other guy comes up and talking, and he's like, I give him the same spiel, and he said, oh, man, no, Terry. He's like, we call him Terry. He's here all the time, you know. He's a local guy to us.
Yeah.
He's not Hulk. He's like, Terry works out here. He's like, you see this big old guy, that's his workout partner.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking big jacked up dude.
Yeah.
Well, it's like 350, 400-pound guy, big old dude.
Yeah.
Walks in. He's like, oh, there he is. I'm like, oh. He's like, Will, come here. And introduces me to him. He goes, oh, yeah, Terry's on his way. Some bitch is always late. He's like, said he's been coming for 30 minutes, you know.
Right.
He's like 5 minutes away. He's like, just hang out, I'll introduce you.
Huh.
Well, working out over here to the right is this big old humongous guy in his 50s probably with his young son. They're both, they're 6'6".
Yeah.
Jack got shorts on.
Yeah, just not fair.
Daisy Duke shorts on. I'm like, well, that's a little whatever, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's actually Arnold Schwarzenegger's body double for the last 30
Oh,
years
really?
in movies.
Uh-huh.
And they're telling me all his big spiel. Well, man, I'm walking over to the water fountain, and there he is, like 4 feet from me. Hogan coming in with his
duffel bag.
with his duffel bag, and
Yeah.
Waylon's like, Daddy, there he is. Like, just be cool, you know. This
Yeah.
guy's going to introduce us,
Uh-huh.
you know. And so I go over there and just go back to working out, just trying to be normal.
cool,
I'm
yeah.
thinking, man, 6-year-old me is freaking out
Yeah.
right now. So he's like, hey, come here. He whistles at me, come here. And, hey, Terry, this is Dustin, his son. What did you say? Waylon, blah, blah, blah. And said, man, what part of Tennessee did you say you was from? And I said, man, you've probably never heard of it, even though Hulk did a midget wrestling show in Cookeville in 2011. I didn't bring that up. I said, man, it's a little smaller town, Cookeville, Tennessee. And he said, well, let me tell you something, DK, brother. Then he said, oh, yeah, I know all about Cookeville, brother. Hit me with a brother first thing.
No
No kidding. As much as he was joking, he really did. He's like, yeah, I know all about Cookeville, brother. I said, really? He said, well, when I was coming in the business in the 70s, the Nick Goulas and Jerry Jarrett both had promotions in Memphis. He said everybody thought they were against each other. He's like, imagine this, it was a work, brother. He said, so I was traveling with the Goulases one weekend, traveling with the Jarretts the next weekend. He said, man, we burned up the road between Cookeville, Lebanon, Nashville Fairgrounds, Memphis. He said, we made that loop all in the 70s and 80s, brother, until I hit it big, you know. And I said, well, that's really cool. It's really grown, blah, blah, blah. And I said, Kevin Nash, I met him years ago, and I said, after he knocked out the coach at UT, he went to Tech for a semester. And he said, yeah, he said it was a dry town then. He said, me and Scott Hall were traveling one time and saw that they had beers. He's like, every time, he said, we were buying beer anyway.
Right.
It was just cool because it used to be a dry town. Hulk said, yeah, man, it was dry then. He said, we always had to go up the road like 20 minutes to get beer or whatever, 25.
Yeah.
So then, he talked to Waylon for a few minutes, and then really, that's pretty much it. We talked about, of all things in the wrestling business that man's done for 40 years, we talked about Cookeville, Tennessee.
No shit.
Pretty much. I just left it, by that time, the shop had opened. We went down and bought Waylon a belt to get signed by Hulk. He's like, where'd you get this at? I was like, it's your shop. I said, they sure as hell don't sell anything without your name already on it, do they? They got it figured out.
Yeah.
You can buy any other wrestler down there without their name. Everything on that shelf is Hogan signed already.
Yeah.
He kind of laughed, and I was like, you're a millionaire for a reason,
yeah.
ain't you? But yeah, I didn't want to keep him. I mean, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Got a picture with him, and
that's probably the most real interaction you've ever had with any other than like Shooter and
the artist.
Yeah, the artist and stuff.
Yeah. What I've always said about these meet and greets that you hit up on, it's like, when you go to book signings or public appearances, believe it or not, they do advertise these things. People just, get a Twitter and look up them things, instead of whatever you guys look at. But anyway, it just sucks because the interaction, you wait for 2 hours in line for a book signing, and then you have 30 seconds.
You're right.
But yeah, that's other than
happening to a gym every now and again, you wind up making Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, and William Russell had a good line. He's like, damn, DK's a ghost when it comes to seeing him at Racket Master, but he's working out on vacation. Yeah, right. But really, I mean, it was only because of the time difference.
Right.
I wasn't hanging out in the gym because I had a tip that he was there.
Happenstance, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like, nah, man, he pounds Miller Lite on the weekends, and he comes in here and kicks his ass on the week,
right?
To work it off. So, yeah, I thought that was
that was a good story to end the show with. Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, we're going to come back and do this next week. I'm not going to tell you what day it is because I don't know what day this will come out. So
that's right. But I do want to say though, even though Lucas doesn't do it, if you want to find us on social media, we'll throw that out there towards right here. It's at OLR Podcast on everything. My personal pages, you can find me through the One Lane Road. It's at DRE Kennedy _83, I think, on Twitter. Just you can find me Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that. I'm pretty active on all of our stuff, and I'll go ahead and apologize now for it sucks running 2 social media accounts sometimes.
And if you're looking for Lucas Hickman, you can find him at work. You can find me at Cutting Edge Machine and Fab in Gainesboro, Tennessee.
Yes, and we'll talk about
1631 North Grundy Quarles Highway. Call me down there. You can find me on my website, CEMF LLC. That's the only place you'll find me, unless you stop by the house.
And Lucas actually is working on finding a way with Apple to remove the text.
if I can get this damn text app off my phone, it's gone, Jack.
Also, do us a favor, man. We ain't gonna sit here, but like I said, this is a free download.
Yep.
You can find us
subscribe
on all the things, iTunes, Stitcher, and we're going to.
You don't have to listen; just subscribe to it.
Just
let
subscribe.
It download.
I tell you what, it'd be another cool thing to leave us reviews. That's what a lot of people. We had some good reviews that I didn't even see before somebody listened to it. So that's it, man. It's free to do. Hit us up with a like, a subscribe, leave us a review.
Subscribe for sure. Subscribe. Tell somebody else to subscribe. Get your mama's phone. Go ahead and subscribe her. Let it download, then delete it off whenever she gets done.
And
subscribe to it. Let it download.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
I passed on the mama joke to end the show. That's very good.
All right, everybody. We appreciate you. We'll
Glad to be back.